Hello, this is Learning to Read with Aesop's Fables. We're working through the Hare and the Tortoise. This is lesson number 5. Let's go ahead and read the story from the beginning. So there's our hare, there's our tortoise, and now we've been introduced to the fox. The hare and the tortoise. A hare was one day making fun of a tortoise for being so slow upon his feet. "Wait a bit," said the tortoise. "I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win." "Oh, well," replied the hare, who was much amused at the idea. "Let's try and see." And, here it is, and it was soon agreed that the fox should set a course for them and be the judge. Now, that's what we've done so far, so we're going to read this next sentence. When the time came, both started off together, but the hare was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. So down he lay and fell fast asleep. All right, so let's go ahead and work through this sentence. It starts off with the word when, right here. When. That WH says wha, and then the EN says N. If you don't have the W, it says hen. But when you have it, you don't even say the H. You don't say wha-hen. You just say when. Now, I don't need a when and a when there, do I? When we know the word the, TH, the time is our next one. Time. Okay? What we have here is a T saying T, and the IME. Because of the E at the end, the I says its name. That E is silent. We just say time. If you were not to have the E, it would be a name of a person, Tim. But when you add that E, it becomes time. Okay? We've seen other words that have this silent E at the end of the word, and it makes the letter say its name. One example that we could say, we're going to see in just a second, the next word is came. If we didn't have the E, that's am. But when we put that E there, the A says its name. There's a lot of words that end in the aim, like fame, tame, flame. Okay? A lot of words. When the time came, both. This is a memorization word. Okay? But it's not that hard because the B says ba, the O says O, and the TH says th. Both. Easy. Both. When the time came, both started off together. Let's look at the word started. Started. Okay. This word, if we look right in here, we have art. Okay. The ED is added at the end just to say it's past tense. They started when? Right now? No, they started before now, in the past. Okay? They started. The ST, st, st. So we have st, art, ed. Now, there are a lot of words with the arted, the art in there. Smart. Art by itself is a word. When you're painting or playing an instrument or writing some literature, you may be doing some form of an art. Okay. Cart. See the ART in each of those. That's art. They both started off together. Off, very important word to learn. You're going to have to memorize it. Off is spelled with 2 F's. Of is spelled with 1 F. Okay? They're different words. And the only difference is an extra F. The extra F, the OFF says off. OF says of. Okay. Next up, we have together. Together. The TO looks like the word two. Whoops. And it sounds like it too. Two, and it's almost like that. Together. And gather is G-E, ge, and the T-H, th, and E-R at the end says Okay, it's a long word, but if you look at it in parts, in the syllables, together, you will get, it's not that hard because it's in little parts. Together. And if you think about it, when we're together, it's a lot of people in one place, right? Or united in some way. It's like you're saying to gather, to put us together, to gather. And you just change it to E, and there you have together. That's how you get that word, it looks like. When the time came, both started off together. But, B-U-T, but, easy sounding, t. You can sound that one out very simply. But, another word like it is cut, hut. I think a hut has one T, does it? I'm going to delete that because I'm not sure. My mind is playing games with me right here. Okay, but, cut, okay, that U-T says ut. The hare, we know those words, but the hare was, that's a memorization word from before. Remember, was. Sort of sounds like a Z at the end almost. Was. But the hare was soon. The O-O says ooh, like in spoon or raccoon. Okay. But the hare was soon so far ahead. So, that's just 2 letters, and you want to memorize that because you're going to see it a lot. So far. The F and the AR says R. Other words, that AR comes up a lot in other words like mark or lark or spark. Okay. Car. You see the ARs in all of those? AR, right? And it's saying R each time. So far ahead. Ahead. Okay. Here we have 2 parts. The A at the beginning, and then we have after it, head. Ahead. Okay. Head is a word you're best learning because the E-A-D there is saying ed. Head with the H. Just memorize that. Ahead. You'll get this at the beginning of words a lot. We've already seen, we learned in the previous video, or in a previous video, amused. Here we have ahead. Where's it at? Ahead. And by the end of this sentence, we're going to have asleep. You see, they put that in front. In English, we put that in the beginning of some words. And it's just, you're going to run into it a lot. And when you see it there, you just say ahead, asleep, amused. Okay? So this is ahead. So far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. Okay. That. You should be able to do that one. TH says the, and AT says at, like in cat, hat, bat. Okay. Hat. Let's see here. That he, very important word, he, memorize that one. Thought. This O-U-G-H-T, we can see that this is the, and then ought. That's a word all by itself. Ought. You ought not to do that, or you ought to do that. You ought to help people. You ought to be kind. Okay? Thought, ought. If you go to a store, and you went to a store, and you made some purchases, you can say, I bought something. Okay? And so we can use this O-U-G-H-T. And we'll see that. Thought, ought, bought. Thought he might. I believe we've already done might. Did we? Well, I don't see it there. But I'm not going to read it all again just to find it. Let's go ahead and put it in the next slide here. Okay, we'll delete this. We've been on the previous one. Bought. Okay, let's go ahead. And the next one is what? Might. Might. Might is a lot like thought. You see how that GHT at the end says t, just that? Ought. I. T. It's almost like the GHT is silent. There are a lot of words that end in ite, like light, fight. Okay? Ite. So that word there is might. But the hare was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well. As, memorize that. Okay? It sort of sounds like a Z. As, might as well. That well here has this E-L-L sound. Like fell, spell, tell. Might as well have a rest. Have. You should learn that one. Memorize it, because in this case the E is silent, but it doesn't say have, it just says have. Okay? Have a, we know that word, have a rest. Rest. R, and then this est. Now, if you look here, we see this in a lot of places as well. So, tell me what this word is. Buh. Oh, nope. That's what I meant to put in there. Okay, what is that? Buh. Est. Or here. What do you think this one's going to be? T. Est. Okay, yeah. Might as well have a rest. Now, we already did this word. The next one is so. S-O. Okay. Was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. So, down. Down. The O-U-N here says own. So, own. I think another word like that would be, if I remember. Boy, sometimes when you're doing this on the spot, a frown. Okay, Next up is, so down he, we already know he, lay, l, and the AY says a, l, a. What do you think this is? A, say. And what about this one? May, lay, say, may. Lay and fell. That's easy because we've already done well. Fell is up here as an example. Well, fell, spell, tell. So down he lay and fell fast asleep. Fast. Here we have AST saying asked, like in a, when you cast, they have a cast, or mast. Or maybe even last, okay? And he fell fast asleep. And here's another one of those where you have the plus a word. Sleep. E says E. So, sleep. Sleep. And if you want to say, I don't want to hear a peep from you. Peep. You see the EEP? Just like there. Asleep. So let's read that sentence a few times together. Okay? When the time came, both started off together. But the hare was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. So down he lay and fell fast asleep. Let's do it again a little faster. When the time came, both started off together. But the hare was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. So down he lay and fell fast asleep. Again. When the time came, both started off together. But the hare was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. So down he lay and fell fast asleep. Now, let's read it at normal speed. When the time came, both started off together, but the hare was soon so far ahead that he thought he might as well have a rest. So down he lay and fell fast asleep. All right, good work. Keep it up. Take care. Until next time.